Welcome back to the Upville. We now get into our Upville conversations. Now, each and every week, we do bring you something different. We focused on musicians. We focus on the actors, the writers. This time around, we're doing it a bit different because young people are getting into governance as well. Now, if you follow through with the news on the go that we did bring you yesterday through Parliament TV, Bill 7 was passed through the second reading as well as the third reading, and you know everything that did go on, and we'll keep on giving you updates around there. And the core has basically also been for young people to be found in spaces that understand these laws, that understand how, wards, development and everything like that works. Which is why today on the Upville, we're doing it a whole lot differently as we bring you junior councillors in Zambia. And we're going to be focusing on their journey. It's a personality type of interview. So we're going to be focusing on their journey, what they do, and their involvement in activities to do with young people. Joining me now on the show is Natasha, Phiri, and Blessings Mukandabantu. Thank you for joining me on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome.
Thank you for having us.
It's great having you on the show today, but I want us to begin this way at the beginning of your journey. What made you get involved in being a junior councillor?
So basically, what made me get involved in junior councillor, the junior councillor program, is just my love for leadership and public service. From a very young age, I've taken up leadership roles, and when I saw the platform for junior councillors, I was like, this is the chance for me to amplify my voice and also involve more youths and more service. Yeah.
You?
Okay, so what made me get involved in the position is my desire to see change. My burning desire to see change in various problems that happen in my community. So when I saw the platform that was presented by the Lusaka City Council, that they're going to be having a junior council program, I was like, okay, let me apply for this because there is these particular areas that I want to see change happening in my society. So that's how I applied, because it was application, not election.
Okay, so people know about councillors. People know and understand how wards work. You know what I mean. But then bringing a junior councillor program is something that is completely different. Help us understand what the junior councillor program is. So
the junior councillor program is basically a platform for young councillors, just like the way the Lusaka City Council is, which has the senior councillors. Then there are junior councillors who work in 38 wards, working together with the senior councillors, but then focusing on the youths, amplifying and representing the voices of the youths in decision making. Yes.
Now, you're young people, right? Teenagers, to be specific. Yes. And you are involved in this whole big space, in this civil space. You're dealing with people on a day-to-day basis. What was the moment that made you feel like, in your community, I need to do something?
Okay, so that moment was when, I'm a junior ward councillor from Mutendere.
Yeah.
And Mutendere being like a shanty area and a highly populated area, I saw that, okay, there are problems to do with littering. And in schools, most schools, you find that there are different challenges there, like there are young people in schools, and mostly there are issues to do with mental health. And I don't know if you're aware that in schools there are guidance and counseling teachers.
Yes.
So those are underutilized because mostly, there's a way we relate with each other as young people, which is more effective. Because, for example, when I was in school as well, I rarely visited the guidance and counseling, but I would find it easier to interact with fellow young pupils. So there are many issues that young people face in these communities, in schools. So you find that as a junior council, we go in those spaces to talk to young pupils about issues to do with mental health, issues to do with proper waste management, because Mutendere, an area that is like shanty like that, and it is really, when it comes to proper waste management, it's not really good. So we go in schools, we try to make collaborations with companies that deal with proper waste management, such as Zukani Action. We try to make collaborations with those schools, for example, Old Mutendere Primary School and the like. So issues to do with waste management, mental health, mostly in schools, because we go where the people are found, and most of the people are found in those places, like in schools, where we can actively relate with them at a one-to-one or peer-to-peer way.
Okay, now Blessings. Which ward do you represent, and what was the moment that made you feel like I'm Blessings and I want to do something about my community?
All right, thank you so much for that question. So I represent Kabulonga Ward 19. So I'm the junior ward councillor for Kabulonga Ward 19. And there are several moments when I felt like I need to do something for my community. And one of those moments actually, it started from my school. I was in a boarding school. So being in a boarding school and coming from an underprivileged house, because I was being sponsored at that school, I faced a lot of mental health challenges, and that affected my academics in some way, but people never understood because I was always this person that is always smiling, and then no one really understands what mental health is in the area, and then they never check in. And then I realized that it was getting worse. And then no one was coming to save me. So I said, I think a lot of people are facing what I'm facing, but there is no one who is able to speak out for them. And there's no one who is actually removing that ignorance and bringing a safe space. And I said, because of my story, I feel there's something that I can do. So I started a club to do with mental health, and actually extended it to the people in my ward, which is a platform for them to just have youthful conversations on mental health, break stigma, and also just empower them in that way. Yeah.
And when you talk about that, there's always a sacrifice that comes in, because now you're putting yourself in a space where you have to be the face of that thing that you're doing. You know what I mean? What sacrifices do you feel like you've had to put in now that you are at a position where you are a junior ward councillor?
I think my time as well as my comfort zone, because I really have to operate outside my comfort zone if I ever want to achieve all the goals that have to be achieved in the community, which is me talking to people publicly. You find that there are these people who are actually older than me and I'm just young, and then I have to like step out to speak to them. And then also in terms of my time, balancing between school and everything, I really have to create time. So I do not have to relax. I need to utilize every moment that I have to do something positive in my ward.
Now, I know you've already shared, Natasha, how that your job involves doing a lot of things around the community and everything. But then somebody might be hearing the word junior councillor or council for the first time. What exactly does your role look like? Like when somebody comes to you, what exactly does it look like? Okay,
just like Blessings mentioned, since we're from the Lusaka City Council, this is like a platform under Lusaka City Council. So just as we have senior councillors, we are junior. So junior in the sense that we relate with young people, representing the needs and the problems of young people in communities. For example, we do reach out in communities to listen to young people. For example, in schools, we do visit orphanages for charity work, and we have several initiatives that we want to implement this December. So basically, junior council is a small body for, just as we have the senior council, we also have a junior council for young people. Yes. Okay, what problem are you passionate about solving right now in your community, and why? The problem of bad waste disposal. Because we are in rain season, right? And you know that now that we're in rain season, we're going to start seeing cases of cholera increasing and the like. So this stems from the problem of improper waste disposal, and that's one thing that we really want to deal with. And we're trying by all means to educate people in communities, people in marketplaces, and mostly people in schools, because once you educate a child that this is wrong, even when they see somebody elder doing it, somebody elder throwing litter, or somebody else, somebody who's older doing improper things, they'll be able to correct them. So we're educating people in schools, people in communities on proper ways of managing of waste. Blessings, what issue are you most passionate about right now that you want to solve in your community?
Just like I mentioned, so I'm a mental health advocate, and the biggest thing that I believe in is that there is no development or change without a proper mental health. So even in as much as people who advocate for other things, I think it should all start with health, and the basic of that is it should start with a proper mental health. So for me, the problem that I would like to, that I'm working on right now is raising awareness on mental health, and trying to break stigma however we can, so that somebody should understand why they should act a certain way. They should not just telling them, don't do this, or don't throw litter. What if there's a way that is causing them to do that? Let's start with a proper mental health. So yeah, development starts from there, health starts from there, so mental health, yeah.
Now, with your role, there are many challenges that one might face, especially that you are young, which is something that we'll consistently allude to in any case, because you are young. Yeah. You know? What's one challenge that you faced so far in your role?
balancing between school and my responsibility as a junior counselor. So I was writing my grade 12 this year, and there was a constant need for me to like study, be in school, and I was in a boarding school, so they had expectations of me, and the junior ward council had expectations of me. They needed me to work, and then also my community needed me to step forward and like talk to them, find ways on helping them out. So that balance was really a challenge for me, but we still went through it. Yes.
And Natasha, when you talk about you, do you feel or have you ever experienced underestimation because of your age, and how do you deal with that in your day-to-day work?
Thank you for that question. Yes, I do feel underestimated most times when I'm carrying out my role as junior counselor, because sometimes you have to interact with people that are older than us, and they'll be telling you stuff like, "Hey, we can't listen to you because and stuff like that." But one thing that has kept me going is just my zeal to see change, and until I see that change, then we're not going anywhere. Whether people say, "No, you're a child," but I do bring something to the table, whether I'm a child or not, as long as we are not seeing that change, and whether I'm a child or not, until we see that change. So I just keep on encouraging myself, and I do have, my motivation is seeing people that are looking up to me to say, okay, she needs to do something about this. And until we see that change, we're not going anywhere, whether we're young or not. What we're here to do is to see change, and until that change is seen, then we're still here.
Now, you want to see that change. Other people might not want to see that change. How do you get young people in the community to, care enough to do what you want them to do?
Okay, we make them see the problem. We educate them. Our role is to educate, and we go where the people are. We've had instances where we visit the churches, like we visit churches, and where if we have youth events, we're there to educate on certain problems that are happening in the community. You can't change a problem if other people are not acknowledging it as a problem. So what we do is educate. If there's a problem to do with defilement, to do with rape in the community, maybe those cases are on the rise, we take time to pass in schools, in churches, and educate the people about their rights and how they can report. And if there's a problem to do with litter and the like, we educate. We make people see the problem, and then when they see the problem, that's when we can work together collaboratively, because we're doing it in the community, and there is no change if the community is not part and parcel. So firstly, you have to make them aware of the problem, and when they do see the problem, then we can work together effectively.
Now, Blessing, let's move on to you. Let me double it back to 2021, right? In 2021, we had the highest young people or youth voter turnout, right? And since then, young people have been, making strides to, be part of the decision-making process. But you guys are on the ground. Yeah. Do you feel young people like you or young people like me are being paid enough attention in the decision-making process?
Yes and no. So I would say yes, because we are a testament of that. And there are a lot of organizations that are working with youths right now. And then I would say no, because there are still gaps whereby, as she said, there are sometimes when you need to work, like you're working with people that are older than you, and then they look at you and say, you are young, or they feel like you're not serious enough to carry that role, so they don't listen to your ideas. But I think they are listening to us. For example, the junior council,
And who mentors or inspires you in your journey?
Fortunately, I have heard quite a few people that have been part of my growth journey. Firstly, my guidance counselor at school, Miss Natalie, shout out to her. Yeah, she's really helped me in terms of like my public speaking, just bringing myself out, making me believe in myself that it's possible. Even I can have the zeal, but there's always this person that I'm always looking out for. Like I'm always looking up to them, and they're always saying, "Blessings, you have to do this. Don't give up." Yeah, I think she's the first person, but I also have a few people that have always been showing up for me and always supporting me. I think those are the people that have been mentoring my journey and always keeping me like going. Yeah.
All right. Now, one thing that you might not know is that Natasha is actually my little sister. Okay? And if I ask her this exact same question, and she doesn't say that I mentor or inspire her in her leadership journey, I am closing this interview right now. Natasha.
Okay, people that have inspired me. Okay, you're putting me on the spot.
Well, I should be the first on your list, so.
Okay, so to be honest...
this is not looking well for you, huh?
No, it's not. But I'll try to answer the question. Yes, to be honest, people that inspire me in my leadership journey. Number one.
Charles, why am I on this screen? I just want to hear.
Okay, number one, we have George. Shout out to George. George has been there from day one. I don't like the fact that he mentioned that he's my brother because it's going to look like. Yes, but anyways, George has been there. Even in moments where I feel like giving up, he's always been there to say, okay, you can do this. Because every time I'm having like a project to do or something, I always reach out to him. And he's always there like encouraging me and telling me to, you know, he's always been there. Okay, I don't want to get emotional. And
This
also,
is say.
yes, so I don't want to say more about George because we have that relationship and I might get emotional. So
no, it's okay.
Yes,
it's okay.
and
Feel
there's
free to get
also
emotional.
Dr. Miles Monroe. I've been following him for quite some time now. And I do listen to his teachings, and his teachings have really been helpful to me. Yes, he died some time back, but he's still making impact in a lot of lives, and my life is a testament.
Two people. We are amazing. Shout out to Dr. Miles Monroe posthumously. Oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh. Now, Natasha, back to you. There's a program that you are recently involved in, right? And that is, it was to do with young women. It was to do with girls. And it's so you go all the way to Ethiopia to represent the country, right? Tell us about that experience.
Okay. That experience it was a good experience. Yes. It was at the 4th African Girls Summit in Addis, Ethiopia, at the African Union headquarters. And there were a lot of African countries there, and we're discussing important issues like harmful practices that are traditional, but in a way they're affecting young girls all across Africa, and how we can come up with resolutions as different African countries in order to solve those problems. So there were different delegates from all across the continent, and on the second day, I was privileged to be part of a high-level panel with different leaders, different continental leaders, and on that day, we were discussing on female genital mutilation, which is
a problem. Should be East Africa, is it?
Even in Zambia.
Oh, okay.
We do have, in Zambia, it's not really something that is
like that.
It's not really something that is spoken about, but we do have our own form of female genital mutilation.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So we talked about that, and different stakeholders from different countries spoke about what's happening in their countries and how, as a collective, as Africa, we can come together and deal with these things, because there is no development without a girl, without a girl child. So a girl child must be involved in these spaces. Talked about the importance of female representation in such meetings and platforms, and it was really impactful, I must say.
You like the food?
Yes, I did. I did.
The blessings. These roles or these spaces that we find ourselves have got a way to change us, to impact us. How do you feel like this role has changed you as a person?
So thank you for the question. It has really made me mature in a way that I can now talk to people, talk to organizations, more organized, not as that little child who doesn't know how to organize her words. It has really helped me mature in that area, helped me network with people, and also it has made me understand more about community service, just more about it, and also some of the problems that are not really being paid attention to. I think it has really opened my eyes to that aspect. And another thing is that it has given me exposure. It has really given me exposure. Now,
one thing that I'm really disappointed about when it comes to young people is I'm mostly on social media because of my work and everything. And Ndinema recently posted a video explaining about Bill 7. And majority of the people in his comments were young people. They're saying, oh, no, you have been bought. You are politically inclined. And a lot of ignorance, if you ask me. There are multiple young people who don't even understand what Bill 7 is about, or what the Constitution is about, or what anything is about, basically, in relation to governance. And I want to be able to understand from you, because your job is to educate young people how important is it for young people to get into issues to do with governance and understanding them from a young age? So that young people should not express ignorance on social media just because they have access to a keyboard and data.
Okay, thank you for that question. So it's really important that as young people, we are well acquainted with matters that are happening in our country, because this is our country and nobody else is going to do the things that are required to be done by us as citizens. Nobody's going to do it for us.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that most young people do such things on social media. But I believe that there's power in education. And yes, our role is to educate. So, you know, in schools, right? Since you asked about the Constitution, in schools we have civic education. It's an option, right?
Yeah.
It's an option. So,
Go on.
yes, in schools we have civic education. And it's a subject that is really like the foundation of these matters, because before you get to actively be aware about the Constitution, like even at the level where you're participating in Bill 7, you have a foundation of civic education in school. So young people should utilize such platforms in schools. They should utilize such subjects, and when they learn, I believe that they need to learn how to speak from an informed point of view. Before they give a comment about something, take some time to research. Yes, so they need to take some time to research about something before they comment. Because there's this assumption that when you see somebody doing something on social media, and especially if it's like being deemed as political, then it means that that person has been bought. But they also need to be aware that before they say something, there's always a consequence with just uttering things anyhow. So they need to learn to speak from an informed point of view. Always speak from an informed point of view. Before you make a comment about anything, research, because sometimes those same things that you're saying will be used against you, because what evidence do you have? It's always about evidence as well. So you don't have evidence about something, but how sure are you that that thing happened? So number one, speak from an informed point of view. Do research, guys. You will embarrass. Yes, so number one, speak from an informed point of view, and when you don't make utterances anyhow, and also have evidence backed up to your claims, because you just can't make claims, because they'll be attached to consequences most times.
Now, Blessings, what advice would you give to, young people who have watched this interview and now they want to start creating change within their own space, be less ignorant, and, just start doing things a bit differently?
All right. So thank you for the chance to actually give my my advice. So firstly, I must say, it's not too late to start. You can start now and right now. You can start. So you don't have to wait to be the leader of tomorrow. They always say you are the leader of tomorrow. But one thing they forget to tell us, one thing they do not tell us is what we have to do in the space while waiting to be the leaders of tomorrow. So during that time while you're waiting to be the leader of tomorrow, prepare for your leadership. Make sure you do whatever you can. Grab every opportunity, learn and connect with people so that together you can shape yourself, prepare yourself to be that great leader that is going to leave a legacy, Yeah. So don't be too afraid to connect with people. Don't be too afraid to talk to people. Ask.
Even if it's a dumb question, yeah?
Yeah, even if it's a dumb question, just ask. Ask. Because the people that are smart actually ask even the question that look the dumbest, they're the dumbest questions. Those people are smart because they're curious and they're always willing to learn. But then if you keep quiet, you'll be like, oh, no, you're not smart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions? No questions. Okay, that's very, very intriguing. But finally, what message do you have for young people who feel their voice does not matter? In your camera.
Okay, so to the young girl or young boy out there who feels like your voice isn't heard, your voice is heard. So how you can do to ensure that your voice is being amplified is, number one, utilize the platforms that you have. If you feel passionate about a matter, maybe it's in your community, it's in your school, or it's in your household, and it's burning passionately on your heart, speak out. Don't only use your social media for comedy, for entertainment. Utilize your social media to voice out. Because in communities, right, there's always that one person who is supposed to speak on behalf of the community, because the community as a collective is too big and they cannot speak as a collective. So there's always somebody who's supposed to stand on behalf of those vulnerable voices. So how you can stand on behalf of those vulnerable voices or for yourself? Speak. because nobody's going to know what you want or what you need if you do not speak. And how do you speak? Utilize the platforms that have been created for you. We have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we have Instagram, we have all these platforms that have been created for you. So use those platforms wisely, not just for entertainment. Yeah. And then number 2, volunteer somewhere. In communities, right, we have different organizations that have been set in place for young people. So utilize those organizations. For example, at clinics, we have youth-friendly centers. And at those friendly centers, we have people, we have psychosocial counselors that you can speak to if you feel like you're not being heard in your own home or you're being abused and the like, the people that you can talk to. And also in those same spaces, there are people that we impart to with skills. If you're a shy person, because I, for one, I was a shy person, I wouldn't even be here speaking if it wasn't for the Junior Council program. The Junior Council program has really equipped me with public speaking skills. Yes.
Okay, I think that's enough. But your social media platform, in case people would like to follow you and catch up on some of the work that you're doing?
Okay, so our platform at the Junior Council is found under the main...
No, your personal platform, for where you are also doing change.
Oh, you can... Okay, let me start with the Junior Council.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yes. The Junior Council is found on the main Lusaka City Council page. So over there, we have our own content, like mostly on Wednesdays and on Fridays. So you can find us there for more content and for more information about the Junior Council. Just go on the Lusaka City Council page. And then for my own platform, you can find me on Facebook, Natasha Shalom Phiri. And on TikTok, Natasha Fire. And on Instagram also, on Instagram as well, we have Natasha Fire.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Blessings Water? No, as in Blessings Water on TikTok. Please, your social media platforms.
So on Facebook, that's where I post most of my content. Yeah. Blessings Mukandabantu. On Instagram, Blessings Mukandabantu. And on LinkedIn, Blessings Mukandabantu. It's not fire.
Well, thank you very much for joining me on the show today. And I hope this interview has inspired the next generation of young leaders or young people in the community who are now going to start making change within their very own spaces. So we're going to be leaving you with a song coming through from NF. I dedicate this one to every young person who's experienced a lot of fear and they're afraid to step out. Here is Fear by NF.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Hello. Knocking at my door again, begging me to come outside and let you back into my life. Now, usually I'd be strong enough to lock the doors and keep them shut, but not today. I'm desperate. So go ahead and come on in. So